Hi everyone, my name is Karen. This is my channel Rather Be Reading, and today I'm bringing to you the Bookternet All-Stars Challenge. So, the Bookternet All-Stars Challenge was originally created by Rachel Marie. I will leave a link to her channel down below. There will also be a lot of information down in the description box. This is a challenge that was created all around trying to raise money for charities around COVID-19 related issues. So there'll be a lot of links to do with that down below. I was tagged in this by Aoife over at Fred Weasley Died Laughing. The idea of this is that Rachel has put together a whole bunch of the really classic popular BookTube favorites of both books and authors. And the idea is for booktubers to go through, or different people, like you don't have to be a booktuber, you can participate in this challenge by either like posting on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, or on a blog, whatever, if you're interested in participating. But the idea is basically to go through the booktube favorites and just say whether you've read them, if you haven't read them, why you haven't read them, if you're interested in them, things like that. I'm doing this kind of off the cuff. I have seen like the books and stuff in the past when I've watched other people's videos, but it's been a couple of weeks since I've watched one and I don't really remember what's on the list. So I will just be going through these off the cuff and talking about the books and authors and whether or not I've read them and if I'm interested in them, etc. So I'm just going to move my laptop onto my lap so I can see exactly what's on the list. So let's go through. So, okay. So the very first one it looks like we have is an author, which is Angie Thomas. So I haven't read any Angie Thomas, but I do own The Hate You Give. It's on my TBR and I really want to get to it because I know it was obviously like a hugely popular book a couple of years ago. And obviously speaks to very important subject matter, being about like the Black Lives Matter movement in the United States. So definitely want to read that one, but I haven't got around to it yet, but it is on my TBR. I do own The Hate You Give. The next series on here looks like the Shatter Me series by Tahara Moffey, which I have read. I've read the original trilogy. And when it was announced that more books were coming out, I was initially excited and I bought the first one of the new trilogy, which is, what is that called? Is it Restore Me? I think it's Restore Me. I bought the first one and I haven't read that yet. But then the reviews of that second trilogy started coming out and they seemed to be pretty poor, honestly. And so now I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend my money on the rest of the books in like the follow-on trilogy, but I also have already spent money for the first one. And then I'm kind of like, oh, I probably need to reread the original trilogy in order to move on. So I'm not sure what to do about that. So I'm still deciding. I probably won't spend any more money on the others. I'll probably just read the first one and then get the others from my library and then decide like if I really enjoy it, I can buy the other two later. And if I don't, then I can just unhaul the first one. But I have read the Shatter Me series by Tahara Moffey, or at least the original trilogy. So the next author looks like, I'm pretty sure it's got pictures of them. I'm pretty sure that's Leigh Bardugo. I have read Leigh Bardugo. I have read the Grisha trilogy. I've read the Six of Crows duology. I've read Language of Thorns. The only stuff of hers I haven't read yet is King of Scars, which I'm obviously interested in because it's set in the Grisha world. I just haven't read that yet because I wanted to wait until the second book comes out. And that hasn't come out yet. I'm not sure when that's supposed to come out. So I haven't read that one yet. And then obviously her adult standalone that came out recently, Ninth House, I also haven't read yet, but I do own that one and it is on my TBR. I'm interested in that one as well. So yes, Leigh Bardugo is a definite yes. The next one we have on here is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I have not read. Obviously another hugely popular series in the last couple of years. And I am interested in it. I don't own it, but I am definitely interested in that one. I just haven't had a chance to pick that one up. What's next? Oh, okay. Oh, is this like a super popular one? I didn't even realize. The Bone Witch by Ren Chupeco. This I know I haven't read. I know I have it marked as to read on Goodreads. Mainly, I'm not gonna lie, I was originally drawn when I very first heard about this series by that cover. Purple is my favorite color and this cover is just gorgeous. But then I haven't really heard that much about this series. And I feel like I'd actually heard a couple of negative reviews of the first book. But then actually recently in the last couple of months, I feel like I've seen a couple of people who've read like the whole series. I'm not sure if it's a trilogy or a duology and have actually quite enjoyed it. So like I said, I do have that first one marked as curious. So I am interested in it, but I haven't read it. The next author is Victoria Schwab, who I have read stuff by. I haven't read a lot of her though. I've read Vicious and Vengeful. I love Vicious. Vengeful was just okay, but I really do love Vicious. What else? Have I read anything else by her. I know I started The Near Witch on audio, but I know I DNF'd that. I haven't read her Darker Shades of Magic. I haven't read the This Savage Song duology. What else does she have? I'm drawing a blank. Is there anything else? I'm not sure. So maybe I haven't read that much by her. I might just be the Vicious duology, which I did, like I said, really enjoy Vicious. And I am interested in some of her other stuff. I just haven't got to most of it. What's next? Oh, okay. Next is the Cinder, the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. I am interested in this, and I own the entire series, and it's on my TBR. And I actually think, I'm not sure, but I think maybe Cinder is coming up soon. Like maybe I'll be getting to that in the next couple of months, maybe, which is exciting. Obviously it's on this challenge, so it is a very like popular booktube one. I've heard so much about it, so I am definitely interested in getting to that one. The next author we have is Adam Silveira, who I have read They Both Die at the End and really, really enjoyed that. But that's all I've read by him. I know I've got one of his other ones. I think it's More Happy Than Not that I've got on my TBR. I mean, I am interested in the synopsis of like all of his books. I am interested in, but so far I've only managed to read They Both Die at the End, but I am definitely interested in continuing. Okay, let me scroll down. What else have we got here? Oh, okay, then we've got Cassandra Clare. Cassandra Clare, yes, I've read everything kind of in the Shadowhunters world. So I've read the Mortal Instruments, the 6 books in that. I've read the Infernal Devices, that trilogy. I've read the Dark Artifices trilogy, and I've read the Bind Up, the Bane Chronicles. I've read the Shadowhunter Academy Bind Up. What I haven't read yet is the Ghost of the Shadow Market Bind Up, the one that came out recently, and I haven't read Chain of Gold yet, because I like to wait until like the whole series has come out before I do that. But I have definitely read a lot by her. I haven't read anything of hers outside her Shadowhunter Chronicles world, but I am I was gonna say I am interested, but I'm not. I don't think I'm interested in any of her other stuff. But I do like the Shadowhunters world. Next we have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I haven't read this. I'm possibly the only person on the planet who hasn't read it. I've mentioned before, I feel like an OG Taylor Jenkins Reid fan, even though I've not read anything by her, because I was interested in her from when I very first heard someone talking about, I think it was One True Loves. And that was before Evelyn Hugo had ever come out. And I was interested in her, and then I heard someone talk about a couple of her other books and was interested in those, and so I was already interested in buying her entire back catalogue. Then Evelyn Hugo came out and she totally blew up. But I had already like planned that I wanted to get her entire back catalogue and read her books in publication order. So I actually own every book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, including Evelyn Hugo. But I haven't managed to read any of them yet, but I am definitely interested in checking her out. Now I am panicking because there is an author that I don't know who it is. Who is that? Am I supposed to know who that is? Oh no, and I just saw this picture further down and I don't know who that person is either. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to see if there's a list of these written out somewhere rather than just the pictures, because I don't know who some of these people are just off the side of them. So give me a sec. Oh my God. I was still looking it up and then it just came into my head. I knew I recognized that person. I just couldn't place it. I'm pretty sure that's Laini Taylor. Yeah, it is. It's Laini Taylor. I don't know why. So, okay. I have read the, oh my God, what's that trilogy called? The, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Is that the name of the trilogy? I think it is. The Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I've read that by her and really liked that. But I haven't read her, Strange the Dreamer duology, which I want, to be honest with you, I'm not super interested in. Like, I would read it, but I loved her writing, so I think I would like get something out of it, but the actual synopsis of that duology just doesn't like intrigue me that much. But I did really love Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and I did really like her writing, so I would give her a go. I would give Stranger Dreamer a go, and I have read stuff by her. Okay, next we have Illuminate by Kristoff and Amie Kaufman. Yes, I have read that. That I have read quite recently on my channel. I read the whole trilogy and really, really enjoyed it. What's next? Scythe by Neil Schusterman. I have not read. I know this is incredibly popular, and I do have it Scythe marked as to read on my Goodreads. I am interested in it. People have just been raving about that entire trilogy, and I'm definitely very intrigued by it. Next, we have Sarah J. Maas I have read Sarah J Maas. I have read both of her two complete series. I've read the A Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy, and I have read her entire Throne of Glass series. I haven't got to her newest book, House of Earth and Blood, but again, similar to with Cassandra Clare, I probably won't start that series until there's at least, I don't know, I think it's supposed to just be a trilogy. No, it might even be longer than that. I don't know. I probably won't read that until at least a few more books are out. Next we have, An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I haven't read this. I do own it. It's on my TBR. I'm not sure if this is going to be up my alley, but I found a copy of it secondhand at some point, and so I picked it up. So I am going to give it a go when I get to it. So we'll see. And then I just remembered that there was a reason I was looking into this, because there's another author who I don't recognize. So give me a second. I'm going to figure out who that is. Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of her before. That is Shannon Maguire. I haven't read anything by her. Again, she has become hugely popular and blown up in the last couple of years. I do have Every Heart a Doorway on my TBR. And I was really interested in the synopsis of that one in particular, because it sounds like it's like a fantastical world, and like the world sounds interesting, but it's, from what I understand, that book is kind of a murder mystery. It's got that element to it, which I love. I'm not, the way that the other books in the series, I believe there are like, these are like more novellas, and there's been like 5 or so published so far. And the descriptions I hear of the other ones sound less like my type of thing, but I'm intrigued by them. And I think the worlds could be really, really interesting. And it seems like a lot is where you get to really invest in a lot of these characters. So I am definitely interested. Like I said, I've got Every Heart a Doorway, and I will probably get the rest of those books out from my library when I get to that one and continue on with it. I am also interested in, I know Shauna Maguire publishes under Mira Grant, and I like her Into the Drowning Deep book. I'm definitely interested in like a kind of horror, mermaid horror. Very interested in that as well. But like I said, I haven't actually read anything by her yet. What else is on here? Oh, only 2 left. Okay, The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I have not read. I know that that's, I actually don't really know, I don't know the synopsis of that. I know that it's, I've heard a few people like talk about, I know there's people who enjoy it, but I don't know if I've ever heard a synopsis of it, or if I have, I can't recall it. I know it's fantasy, but that's it. So no, I haven't read that. And then the last one on here is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, which I have read. I've read that entire trilogy and really enjoyed it. And To All the Boys I've Loved Before is one of my favorite movie adaptations. So yes, I've read that. Okay. That's it. We hit a few little snags there of me not recognizing pictures of authors, which I should probably be ashamed about. So that is it. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below. If there are any of these that I've mentioned that I haven't got to, that I definitely 100% should, let me know. Or let me know whether you guys have got to any of these authors or books. If they're hugely popular and you're not interested in them, let me know why. I would love to know. Like I said, there will be a link down below to the charity page where you can give, I believe it's UK-based charities, which is fine with me because I'm Australian, obviously, but Australia has recovered really well. We're already, like where I live in particular, we're already in like stages of lifting restrictions. We've had no cases here for we currently have no cases at all. Like even people recovering, we have no active cases in my state at all at the moment. So we're doing really, really well. Whereas I know that other places, the UK, US, and like other countries have been hit really, really hard and have really suffered. So it doesn't bother me to give to a overseas charity. So like I said, there will be a link down below for you guys to give. If you're interested, like I said, feel free to participate on Twitter or Instagram or BookTube or anywhere. I'm not going to tag anyone in particular, but like I said, this is a fun challenge to do to help. Well, it's just fun to do, but also, like I said, obviously to give back to charities to do with coronavirus. So yeah, like I said, I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below about your thoughts on any of these books. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. That is all I have for this video today. Bye guys.